Okay, so in this video I'll go through and explain how to set up and install a GPS tracker in your car. The great thing about these trackers is they're quite cheap. You can get them from eBay for about $30 to $50. The good thing about them is you haven't got the setup fees or the monthly subscription fees that you do with some trackers. To make it work, all you need is a SIM card. So here in New Zealand, I've got a SIM card from Vodafone and it comes pre-topped up with $30. The way this works is basically you text your tracker and then your tracker will text you back with its location. So you're just paying for the SMS charges. The way I'll set this up is I'll connect it directly to the car battery. The good thing about doing that is the tracker will always be on even if the car is not running. So it's quite a good way to track your car if someone else is using your car, or say your car gets stolen, then you've got a way to track it and hopefully get it back.
Okay, so what's in the box? So you've ordered a GPS tracker, so reassuringly it says GPS tracker on there. Also comes with a manual. Now what you do with this manual depends on your gender. If you're female, you will read this from start to finish. However, if you're male, also comes with the wiring. So you've got the wiring and there's a fuse attached as well. It comes with a set of screws for the back cover. Now the back cover is not going to come off, so I'm not going to use those, but it's up to you if you want to use them or not. I didn't get this unit from eBay, I got it from a different website, so I'll have a link in the description below. I've also had a look on eBay and I've found the same units, so I'll put a link in the description as well. So that's pretty much everything you have in the box. We'll go outside and we'll start installing it in the car. So your tracker needs at least 9 volts of power for it to work. So by connecting it to the battery, you know you'll be getting at least 12 volts. The other option is to connect it to your OBD port. In this older Toyota the port isn't here, but in newer vehicles the port would be underneath the dashboard besides the steering wheel. So if you can find the live wire and a ground wire, you can get your 12 volts through that way. The way I'll be doing it is I'll connect the wires to the battery, I'll run the wires underneath here, underneath the light bulb, and I'll install the tracker so it's in this cavity in the bumper here. Now with your tracker you need to make sure it's not underneath a metal surface. So the bumper is plastic, so that should be fine. You also need to make sure that it's facing this way up. I recommend just connecting your tracker to the battery just to make sure it's working fine before you actually install it. Okay, so we'll start pulling this apart. So you just take it apart just with your nails. It pops open, you slide this down, you put your SIM card in, so it's just a regular size SIM card. We'll connect this to the wires. You always put your negative terminal in first, then your positive. So this should come on. Here we go. So this outside light is the power light, this is your GPS light, and that's your network light. So you can see the middle light, the blue light is flashing, so that's just waiting for a GPS signal. So once that stops flashing, I'll text the number and hopefully it will text me back with its location. Okay, so as you can see all the lights have stopped flashing, which means the tracker is ready to go. So now we'll SMS the tracker. Okay, so I haven't got the manual anymore, so I've gone to the supplier's website. This is the message you want to send to get your location. So if we copy that,
and we'll paste it and hit send. It usually takes about 20 to 30 seconds to get the location back. The software of your tracker might be a bit different depending on what supplier you get it from, so the message might be different. So now we're just waiting for a reply. And here you go. So this is our location, so we'll click on the coordinates and it takes us to Google Maps, and the location is correct, so that's exactly where we are. So we know the tracker is working properly now, so we'll go outside and we'll continue installing it.
Okay, so I'll start putting this together. So the first thing I'll do is I'll wrap these two wires with electrical tape. Okay, so I've stuck the wires through this slot here, so the tracker is going to go here. I've pulled the wires around and out here. The wires are not long enough, so I'll just use an extension. It's a good idea to use black wire so that it blends in with the wiring and it's not so visible. So I've got a bit of wire through here. Just need your wire stripper about here. Pull that off, and we'll just connect it to the negative terminal. Just wrap that round and get your electrical tape. And just wrap that around. Just cut that. And just make sure it's well wrapped. You don't want moisture getting in there. And just do the same with your positive terminal. Okay, next step is connecting to your battery. You can either wrap your wire around this metal part here, or to make it a bit more hidden, if you just cut across here, and then you can tape your wire on with electrical tape. Okay, so I've taped up the negative and the positive terminals. Next step, I'll make sure all the wires are connected, so we'll put the tracker in again. Just wait for the lights to come on, and yes, they're on, so everything is working fine. Next step, we'll put the tracker into the bumper. Okay, now that the wiring is complete, it's time to put the tracker in. I've put it in a self-seal bag to keep the moisture out. I'll stick it down with some double-sided tape, and I'll also use some glue just to make sure it doesn't fall out. This is the final product. I've connected the positive and negative terminals. The wire runs underneath through here, underneath the headlight, and it comes out through here, so it's well concealed. You've got the tracker in here, and all the lights are on. I'll just test this one more time to make sure it's all going.
Okay, so back on the phone, I'll paste the message and send it. And now we'll just wait for a reply. If you have any problems with installation, contact your supplier. Or if there's a problem with your SIM card, contact your SIM card provider. If you have any questions, you can write me a comment below and I'll try to help you as much as I can. But yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. And here's our location. And yes, that's correct, so everything's working fine. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.